Hey everyone, it is time for some results, and today we do have some interesting history collection decks because there was a team tournament that was ran in Japan for Premium, so there should be some very spicy stuff there. I'm going to take a look at all those decks, but first off, we do have more Spring Fests happening around the world, and also a WGP. So let's kind of look at that first, because, you know, let's start with one thing, then end with another. First off, we have Malaysia. And if you look at the standard results here, these are all full medalists, right? Every deck running Chronojet and Ava. And then with first place, we've got Safwan, Carrios to Japan. They ran the extra Overlord. X2 Drop again ran the Lutetia. These guys are Hongwai's team, so congrats to him. Then Sentinels ran a Wellstra instead, very valid picks. And then Malaysia Buddies finished with the Overlord as their third. So all very, very, very correct picks, let's put it at that. And all the deck codes are there, so if you want to take a look, go to English deck code to take a look at this. We also have V, right? V, so their first place was Lim's team. All these decks ran some pretty strong decks, as you'd see, right? Like, we've seen a lot of these decks just perform really well. Most of them ran an Ange and a Leopold, so 3 of them ran Ange, 3 of them ran Leopold. Only 1 of them ran Luard, though, so first place team only ran Luard. X2 Drop again, also ran the Shahrot. So again, this is Hongwai's team. They came second twice. So I guess, is that unlucky or is that lucky? I don't know. But congratulations again. Burden United, they ran the Astroport with a Jewel Knight, and then John Week ran the Vanquisher with the Thavis. So kind of unexpected. I thought there'd be more Luards, you know, more Thavis. They've been doing very well. They got like the new PRs. They're just very strong decks, but it looks like, you know, everyone's just valuing Leopold and Ange more in Malaysia, so they're there. And then lastly, we got the Premium side. So this is, some of this is weird, right? So Caesar cards, good job Gabriel, right? That he came over to Australia, but managed to get that first place for Premium. They ran, you know, Chronojet, or Jet Maiden is what they're calling it now, Thavis, pretty sad. But then they had an Overlord? What? Then Unrest had the, you know, the Thavis and the Jet Maiden. They had Chaos Breaker, right? Like Chaos Breaker. And then third was Just Desert, and they just had a, like, Spike Brothers, Angel, Gizeh, and Vanquisher. Okay, Vanquisher's, well, not really Vanquisher, it's not Vanquisher. Sweep Command. So Eradicators, right? And then fourth place then was Hangpa Bia Betui Nob, or No. And they had their lineup was pretty straightforward. They had the Highlander, Jet Maiden, and the Mega Colony lineup. So okay, let's take a look at some of these decks. Of course, some of these are pretty interesting. So we have that Overlord list going with the Rebirth. All right, it's just a good old cross list, but also running these damage increases to make it you know, make the Rebirth work. Right, double damage increase. You also have the new Dragon Tree Wretch from set 9. So this can get you like your grade 1s. So I guess that's good. Running a maxed out crit, or 11 crit, 1 OT. Starting off with the Conroe though, and not even with the V trigger. And then this is Flare Trooper Dungeon. It just hasn't been updated. The picture is just always broken. That's your PG. And then yeah, it's a pretty straightforward deck. Just go into the cross, and then go into the cross again. Right, sometimes if you stride, but that's pretty much it. Next we have is this Chaos Breaker list. This is basically just looks like your old school Chaos Breaker list with a few updates, right? So new CBD, the close, all your good support, like your good V support. Then you've got like the one-offs of basically all your old era support. So your Colony Makers and Globular at 2. You know, you got the PR, 1 Honolly. Yeah, there's like one-offs for a lot of things. It's like a weird crit rate as well, so like 9 crits with like 2 draw trigger PGs because you're running 1 here. Where's the other PG? Huh? Oh, no, Sanctitude, that's right. My bad. Nearly got baited. And then yeah, just your Chaos Breaker lineup. Like, you got an old deck, made it slightly newer, and bam, right? You're done, right? Then we have the Spike Brothers list. This is just the Rising Greedon list. Pretty high rarity here. But yeah, just Rising Greedon with Galley. And then lastly, this Angel Gizeh one. Wow. Right, wow. Just Hamiels. Get only 3 Hamiels? Okay. Gabriel. No, like normally I see people just like can cut the Gabriel and just go into the Hamill, but I guess, you know, more damage checks, more damage. Double Bikun, okay. 2 Honolys, right? Okay, pretty crazy. But yeah, Angel Gize. Then moving on to London. So London is less, kind of slightly less meta when you compare to Malaysia. Only 3 teams had the Jet Ava, right? But then the second place team, wow, totally went off the rails here, right? So first, Double Front came first with the Minerva as the third deck. Phantom Bullet went Flagberg, Youthberg, and Overlordberg, right? Italian Knights, I'm assuming these are the same Italian team, coming all the way to London, and again proving themselves, doing good, third place with the third Youthberg deck, and then You Hit Me With a Bagel coming in fourth with a Welstra as their third. Let's take a look at the Flagberg one, because surprisingly, you know, we haven't seen Flagberg for a very long time, right? This was kind of interesting. Running the Rorowa ride line, right? Full Rorowa ride line. Only one Shelling Cannon Dragon, right? One Shelling Cannon. Relying just on the Inlet Pulse, the 2 of Ascendance Assault, and 1 of the Arix. Yeah. But then you have like Elenia, and then, you know, Diantha, and then also Purite or Purite, right? Just getting that extra kind of 5k. So I guess you can like rush with these pretty well. You get your Elenia out, kind of rush of this, and then later on, you know, just multi-attack for the win. Just push damage early, and then, you know, you don't have to worry about the end game as much, right? Because they'll be dead. Right? They'll be dead. So, okay, that's pretty nice. Pretty cool to see Flagberg doing okay. And then, you know, V is... I didn't think V would be crazy, because, you know, when we look at V, we just go, yeah, it's just a lot. But what is this first place? No Hyperbolic Paraboloid. Going in with, like, Dantarian? Not even a Shaharot. Giraffe for Mega Colony, and Astral Poets, right? Astral Poets, okay. Densetsu Producers ran up with a pretty okay lineup. You know, Thavis, Luad, and Fenrir. Then Max Crit Trio. I'm guessing these guys ran all crits, but they are running decks that can kind of do that. Kind of weird with Thavis though, but, you know, I guess you can just run the crit sense, right? But, you know, with the Astroport, Overlord, and then Thavis, and then Rulebook with the Glendios, the Ange, and Battle System. We've seen Rulebook do well, right? This is actually not a surprising lineup once you know their team. Like, yeah, one guy is definitely playing Battle Sisters. The Glendios is kind of weird. Bit weird. Not gonna lie. But let's take a look at some of this. So first off, here's the Dantarian deck. I don't know. Is this actually a Dantarian deck? They're running more Amon than they are running Dantarian. I know Dantarian's like kind of like, why, right? Why? That's surprising, but is this really? I feel like this is way more of an Amon deck than Dantarian. I think this is kind of bait, right? Okay, but Amon doing well. It's not a Shaharit, right? You think it's Shaharit. Probably these Dantarians should be Shaharit, but as you know, so okay, hear me out. Shaharits are money, so probably couldn't afford them, even though it's been a while, right? It's been a while. Running for got a weird draw lineup, right? Wow, okay, all right, crazy. And then here's a Giraffe deck. So 6-draw Giraffe. I don't know. You know, Giraffe was that card that like everyone was going, you know, this card looks pretty good on paper, but Mega Colony in V is like pretty bad. But, you know, Giraffe finally getting a first place, right? Getting a first place. That's not bad. That's not bad, you know? So, good job. Good job. What was the team? No Hyperbolic Paraboloid, right? Good job. Then we had the Premium side. So, actually, Premium was like less crazy than V when you think about it. Everyone playing Premium was very tryhard. So we've got Bonjour with the Jet Maiden, Nightmare Doll, and Highland. I think this was Yuan's team, right? With Remain. So see you at Worlds, right? See you at Pokemon Worlds, right? Densetsu Producers again. These were the Dialiner, Jewel Knight, and Thavis. Then We're Not From Here with the Vanquisher. No, why do I keep on saying Vanquisher, right? Eradicators, Jet Maiden, and Meg Colony, and then RLB Shiny Card Bonk Addiction with the Meg Colony Highlander and Jet Maiden. So that's cool, right? Very straightforward list, very meta. Probably see some of these lists on VG Top Decks as well, because I know they post, so we'll take a look there. But if you want to take a look now, again, deck codes right there. Moving on to WGP Singapore, right? They had quite a big split. 2 Ballista, 2 Chrono Jet, and then 1 of Gandiva, Ava, Majesty Lord again, and a Mushi King, right? A Mushi King, right? So okay, and then the eventual winners were the Ballista, followed by the Mushi King second place, right? Well, and then the Gandiva and the Jet. So 1 of basically everything. So congrats to the winners. And then lastly, we have the premium tournament, the Raigeki VGCS Premium. This is kind of interesting because I feel like with History Collection coming out, a lot of people kind of know what they're looking at. They're going, man, these decks are definitely the best. And then they're looking at the decks again and go, these decks aren't the best. There is probably some other deck that is better. Where do we go from here, right? So I think there's a lot of that. So this can at least give us some visibility or some looks into what's going on. And, you know, just go, is it worth it to go back in time and play the G Striders? Or maybe, you know, stick with the good old and tried and true force markers, right? V cards that will give us 13k defensives. And, you know, just act very reliable. So that's kind of like it. First place was an Oracle Think Tank. Not crazy, but you're running Susano, I guess, as your grade 3, with a Chaos Breaker and a Vanquisher. So Vanquisher is still doing something, even though full Bronto is banned in Japan. Then second place was a Dialiner. So Dialiner is this just old school V? And then we had Harry and Glendios. So a bit of a mix up there, right? Looking like all V kind of a V Vanguards, right? And then third place in the Nairos, Hanzo, and then NLK, and then fourth place was Jets, Grand Blue. So this was like Beatrice and Surkaiser, right? Surkaiser, right? Okay, let's jump into it. So first off, let's look at the Susanoo team. This one, pretty much just a G Susanoo, and then going into the more modern, kind of modern, how do you go finisher, which is the Popo, right? Just so your opponent can't guard unless they have a Sanctitude. But now you have Valnord, so if you're able to trigger that with these Popos, you're getting like a double restand with them. That's pretty scary, right? That's pretty scary. And then the rest is just this is just a new D card, so you can retire it and just look at so you have 3 or more grade 3 units. If you look at top, retire this and look at the top card of. Oh no, you bottom deck your opponent's Regard. So, okay, I guess it just kind of gets rid of annoying cards. No Honolly is being played, just the Tsukiyomi Ride line. Running the new Regardless order to get 3s and 2s. So this will actually just search out your Popo, but this will shuffle your deck, right? This will actually shuffle your deck, right? So kind of a double-edged sword, I guess, right? But kind of a double-edged sword there. But if you know, if maybe something is like not good, if you know all your important cards are at the bottom, you just want to shuffle it up, right? I guess that's okay. And yeah, just running, you know, your old on-hit card because you're running it with the Susanoo. The rest of it is pretty similar. So kind of just like, you know, add in 4 of the old Susanoo and you're good, right? And then this was the Eradicator list, so Vanquisher. We didn't get to see the Chaos Breaker because no code. But this one is Eradicators with Vanquisher. So you got the Sweep Command with Vanquisher and the 4 of Esmeralda. And then the rest of the Eradicator core is there. You know, I guess not the rest of the Eradicator core. I guess you don't have I think Spark Rays was the one on hits. But you still have the Demo Dragon. The Demo Dragon's like pretty much the best dragon, pretty much. I guess just because you have to cut that, but now you're like grade 3 plus count is pretty high, which is in a way like not the best. Like not playing to the strengths of Eradicator, I feel. But look, if you gotta do it, you gotta do it. You have like a few good write-ups, and then you can go into just get 2 excels like that, and you're good to go. Yeah, all right, that's not bad. That's not bad. And you can see like they're running the new crit trigger. Well, the updated crit trigger is what I want to say. So they've got that one here. No, this one wasn't running it. This one wasn't running it at all. Because I guess you have to run the psychic owls. The new crit triggers, the updated crit trigger is pretty good, right? And then in the second place here with your good old die liner. This one is just your old die liner deck. They added in 2 Honolys, right? Because I guess die liner is just a really good card. You know, if you have die liner, you kind of want to always ride it. But also still running 4 of the updated triggers, just because it's like a draw trigger in the damage zone. When you damage check, it's a draw trigger, so why not? Feel like there's just a lot of people that will kind of shift to a high crit count. I mean, now you gotta choose. If you can go max draw, but then max crits, but then you lose out on draw sentinels, which is pretty scary. So it looks like a lot of people are just cutting, like, you know, the Solon plus 10k draw crit, but you know, this one's not even running that because you got to run Linker, right? But otherwise, yeah, just add in harmonics here and you're good. That's pretty much D-pole right now. Glendios. So this Glendios list is running blue OT, right? Blue OT, a bit of everything, right? Updated 2 of the split of heals, 1 draw here, 1 extra draw. But yeah, good old just Glendios. We got 2 freeze ray and 2 chaos breaker. And then your plethora of your reverse units. 2 win conditions with this deck, of course, right? Just like before. You have your main Glendios win con, but because, don't forget about this card, the Infinite Glendios, which can kind of mill your opponent's deck, right? You can mill 5, then mill 5, and they might be able to deck out, alright? So, 2 win cons there, always, but nice to see Glendios doing well again. But in terms of just updated cards, not much. You could have probably run this in the old meta, yeah? And then here is the Harry. So Harry, this is running V Harry. It's not even the old like G Harry, which I think is pretty good. I think G Harry got quite a big updates, but this is just straight up V Harry with the stage, running the anti-OT Regulus card, and only one of the new crit, 4 of the updated. My bad. Got 4 of the updated crits. I was like looking at it wrong. See, there we go. Right, damage check, draw card. But yeah, okay, so I guess the trend is just you have to buy 4 of the crits. 4 of the updated crits, because, you know, damage check getting a draw is pretty good and dealing 2 damage, right, when on attack. So, best of both worlds. This deck is... Oh, I'm surprised they're going with V Harry. I thought they'd run old Harry, but hey, it is what it is, right? This is going back to the old school though. Old school Night Rose with new Beatrice and some Skull Dragons. And then you have your 1 Honolly, right? 1 Honolly because, you know, when it goes somewhere you can salvage it. Updated crits again here. But yeah, I feel like this is cool. This is your updated kind of not updated for history collection Night Rose. I guess you're missing out on the V Night. The V Night Rose is still very good, right? Because if you bad bounty into V Night Rose, it's like infinitely better than bad bountying into just G Night Rose, you know? But yeah, I guess you can get like Protect 2s. I guess. I don't know. I'm not sure. I think Grand Blue, you have so many ways to build the deck. This definitely is not the final form. You know, this definitely is not the final form. But, you know, G Night Rose back. Okay. Then you got Hanzo. So this Hanzo deck is kind of weird. I'm not going to lie. You have the Hanzo lineup here. Your Mizukaze finisher. Then you got, I don't know, like Void Master. Why bother with the Void Master? And then you have 2 of the old, you have the Obero, right? You have the Obero that you can then use to get the 2 protects. But doesn't this feel a bit greedy? You know, doesn't this feel a bit greedy just running 2? You have the Dole Regulus, and then, you know, this is just a stride, right? This is just a stride. So I don't know. I feel this is a bit greedy, all right? But Hanzo, I know people have been discussing Hanzo in Japan for a while now because you can make a bunch of attacks and all that. But yeah, this feels a bit greedy to me, all right? After that, we got the NLK, so I don't think this has really changed that much. NLK, you know, you do the NLK, go into NLK things. You have the new PR. We have new Honolulu now, so that's cool. But yeah, I feel like this is just the same as well. Not even running any of the updated crits. But you have, they're running this order. Just Soul Charge 1, and then you can call a grade 3 or less card from your soul, and then plus 5k. So you're running that, they're running that order, but otherwise just the same NLK list that you've seen before. Then afterwards, we have the Jet, right? The Jet running 2 of the OG Jet, but this is actually the D Jet, right? And then 2 of the V Jet as well. So we got both there. Got some, is it Balif? Got a V Balif. And then the rest is just kind of timely. You know, 4 enter. Okay, you gotta have 4 Enteranas. If you're not doing 4 Enterana, you're doing it wrong. 4 Ribbles. There's like 1 next stage. Yeah, updated. 4 updated. You know, Heart Thump work, of course. 4 Maze Gear. Okay. This card is like, I actually don't know how expensive it is in Japan, but it's 100% cheaper there than it is in the West. Alright, because this card, D Maze Gear is like, I think like 40 bucks or something right now. Because people are going, man, I need 4 of these so I can do this exact combo. Going to Crest Jet and going Whammo, right? And now you have like, you know, access, because you're in J, you have access to like things like Hit Around and things like that. So it's actually pretty good. The G kind of stride up into Lost Age is pretty bad. You know, Lost Age is just like an incredibly mid stride when you compare it to the other on hits. But you know, getting 2 force markers, it's good. Getting 2 force markers is good. And actually, because you're in Crest, this unlocks like an extra front row 10k, right? Because you just, well, extra front row 5k first, but then you know, because you open GB2. Right, that's an extra 10k. So okay, I dig that. And then back to the Night Rose again. This one's a different build of Night Rose. We have 4 Night Roses. Okay, we have 2 of the G Night Rose. Right, they have 2 arts. Right, and then 2 of the V Night Rose. I think that is slightly better. Right, because you gotta capitalize on the power of. You still gotta capitalize on the power of V Night Rose. It just makes so many things work better. Works better with your bad bounty. Alright, and then 2 updated Honolus, and then, you know, 3 of the updated crits. Cool. Alright, you should be able to run a heavy crit count here, and it does look like they are. Only 1 draw, and then several, there should be like Sentinels? Yo, whoa. 1, 2? Am I missing any, oh no, crit sense, right? Crit sense, okay. 3? So where's a normal, is there a normal Sentinel somewhere here? Am I missing it? Am I blind? I'm just looking at it wrong. 1, 2, 3? I don't know. I think that's pretty ballsy. 3? Only 3 cents. There's no way. There's no way, right? I'm not seeing things, right? Am I not seeing like 1, 2, 3? Okay, I don't know. I feel like it's a bit wrong. I feel like it's a bit wrong. You know, maybe you can remove one of these ones just to make room for a 4th Sentinel. Like, I don't know. I feel like that's a bit wrong. I don't know. I feel like that's a bit wrong. Sure, you can salvage it. They've got yeah, Grecian, but 4 is still good. I feel like 4 is still good. So yeah, even though you know Grand Blue has great defensive power, but a Sentinel's a Sentinel, you know. Sentinel's a Sentinel. So yeah, interesting list there. But that's pretty much nearly all the Asura Kaiser. Can't forget the Asura Kaiser, right? So this is just running. I don't know what to think about this deck. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not the best Nova player. I see Shout. I assume it's good, right? We've pretty much got the combo, right? A lot of resting cards, and then you know a lot of standy cards that stand. This will at least give you busted power, right there. But the Asura Kaiser, I remember Kelvin just telling me this combo way back, where it's like a super high roll, right? It's kind of super high roll deck where you can kind of attack like heaps of times or something in the battle, in the main phase, I think. And then like kind of one shot your opponent. I forget because like I can never follow Kelvin's combos. Okay, But yeah, this has Asura Kaiser has topped before. I remember seeing a top way back with Asura Kaiser. So there is definitely something there. But this is not running any of the new history collection stuff or the updated history collection. So I assume it's the same idea, except you know, people still probably don't know what it does, and they'll just sit there and go, "Oh, why am I dead? Right? Why am I dead?" So that's basically all the lists from Raigeki VGCS. I kind of just want to go over them just because it's history collection meta. Want to see what the spice is going on. Of course, it is Japan, right? I feel like in the West, our list will be way more kind of, you know, what's the word for it? Refined, right? Refined. But you know, this is definitely a good place to start if you're looking to look at what should you investigate for history collection. So when it comes out, I think that's our BCS meta. So it should be starting to get some planning in. I think if I were you. Right? So that's all the list today. Bit of a long one because I did go through all the history collection list. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below, and I'll see you all in the next video. All right, bye.